Welcome. I am just breathing into this moment. And if you're here with Louise K and I'd like to invite you to do the same. Just take a second and feel your breath. Breathe into your feet. Bring yourself here and now. You will not regret it. So I am here again. I am very excited. It's a fabulous time of year moving into the next Pure Presence conference. This one's called The Journey of Awakening. And I am here with Louise K, who is blessing us with her presence during the upcoming conference. Hi, Louise.
Hi.
I have your bio here, and I'd love to read it. And it goes like this. Louise Kay was born in Lancashire, in the northwest of the UK. After graduating from university, she worked as an English teacher for 15 years, and during this time began to question the deeper meaning of life. This led her to the path of spirituality, where she found a strong resonance with the teachings of non-duality. In her early 30s, Louise felt a deep call in her heart to visit India, where she experienced a profound spiritual awakening. Shortly afterward, she began channeling and traveled around the world, sharing this gift for several years. During this time, she experienced the deepening and integration of her initial spiritual awakening, and as she opened more to this, a new form of expression revealed itself from deep in her heart. Louise is passionate about supporting people to live a life of presence and unconditional love. Her greatest joy is to sit together in the presence and gently hold space for all emotions, all sensations, and all experiences which arise at the moment in order to support the integration of unresolved energies and allow the unfolding of the divine in all who feel the call. Louise holds group events and retreats online and around the world. And though I've not had the blessing yet to sit in the same physical space, I have sat in Louise K's meetings and satsangs and have experienced a deepening and a settling and a shift. I don't know how to explain it. And I invite you, Louise, to say anything you're inspired to say right now about, these words that describe your experience here, perhaps, or your direction, and anything else you'd like to share as a welcome.
Thanks, Cindy. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. I'm very happy that you can be here. And I have an invitation for you right now, in this moment. And this invitation is a very simple one. And it's also an incredibly profound invitation, because it's the invitation to discover ultimately that which all humans long for. And what that is a deep sense of inner peace. And this inner peace is available and accessible to everybody right now in this moment. If you bring your attention fully present into the now. So you might first become aware of your body breathing. Now we say, I am breathing, but it's not quite true actually. The body is breathing, and what's doing the breathing is actually a higher intelligence. When you're asleep at night in a deep, deep sleep, the body continues breathing all by itself. And there are many intelligent functionings happening in the body right now. The body's digesting food, the heart's pumping blood, maybe there's some fighting viruses or bacteria. There are numerous systems constantly working, even when you're asleep. So what's directing that is a greater intelligence. What often thinks is directing breathing, speaking, and actions is a sense of a me. And the invitation is to right now look beyond that sense of a me by stopping and becoming aware of a background stillness. In this background stillness, you can sense this divine intelligence which runs the functionings of the body, and not just that, the functionings of every physical body, of all the diverse ecosystems on the planet, and not just that, the whole universe. Underlying all these forms is one divine, infinite intelligence, and it's not separate from you. And when you open up to that, when you plug into it, when you connect to it, by becoming still and fully present in the now, then your whole system begins to commune with that intelligence. That intelligence begins to flow through you and express through you into the world. So you don't have to do anything or achieve anything or accomplish anything, overcome anything. The only thing you have to do is stop, become very still, see what's here when there's no thought. You're simply aware that you're here. And what is that? It's pure consciousness. This is the essence of what you are. Beyond your personality, beyond the conceptual identity, beyond the sense of a me that's directing and running life, deeper than all that, you are pure consciousness, an extension of this divine intelligence which underlines all physical forms. So just see if you can sense it right now. Now, your mind might have a great expectation that when you recognize the essence of who you are, that something fantastical will happen. You will begin to have esoteric experiences, experience some incredible bliss. But these are conceptual ideas born from the ego, which seeks experiences, seeks fulfillment. If you let go of all expectations and simply fully accept this moment now, just as it is, 100% yes to this moment, there's a profound simplicity here. And with that recognition comes a sense of peace.
I have a question. I am having an experience, and at the same time, I am aware that many in the world right now appear to be suffering. Yeah. There is intense conflict, quite a few places in the world. There are outpourings of violence as a result of the intense conflicts, etc., etc., etc. How is my saying yes to this work, to embodying this peace that is actually making it a little difficult for me to speak? How is my focus on this work here useful to a world that many believe have gone insane?
The suffering that we see on the planet is man-made suffering. It's suffering which is born from the human ego. And the human ego perceives reality through a filter of separation and individuality. Me and others. And the ego strengthens itself by building a conceptual identity based on religion, nationality, sexuality, belief systems, political ideologies. And those with different conceptual identity are seen as separate from me and a threat to me, and therefore an enemy. While we're perceiving reality through this filter of separation, there's a sense of disconnect within us. And this disconnect is then manifested externally as a collective disconnect. When there's not peace inside, we cannot have peace externally. When something is at war inside, we experience the war externally. So if we want to know peace on earth, it starts with each one of us. And each one of us must find that peace inside of us. Now, many of you might say, well, how can I be at peace when this immense suffering is happening? I'm seeing this suffering. And when we see the suffering, there's an invitation there for our ego to choose a side where it sees a division. Am I for or against? Is this the right one or is this the wrong one? I'm here. This one's wrong. It's important that we don't fall into the trap of feeding that egoic identity by perceiving any other as an enemy, as a wrong one, but seeing beyond the conceptual identity of all beings to the divine spark of the light of consciousness within all, which is the same light of consciousness which animates me. So the way that we perceive reality changes. That everyone is a child of God. Everyone is equal. Everyone is my brother and sister. Because if we suffer for the reason that we see other people suffering, our suffering actually adds to the collective suffering, and it doesn't help anything. But by finding peace inside, we add to the collective peace. And that's where we have power. That's where our power lies, to embody the peace of the divine and to keep our hearts open, even when we see evil in the world. It can be tempting to protect ourselves from feeling the pain of seeing the other suffer, to close up our heart, to put protection on our heart, to put shields and walls around our hearts. But then what happens is that we become hardened. And when we become hardened, it becomes easier to hate. When we become hardened, it's easy to dehumanize others and no longer see them through the eyes of God, as a child of God. And to keep the heart open means that we must allow ourselves to feel. And we must allow ourselves to feel the heartbreak of a suffering and to surrender fully to the pain, the sadness, maybe even the grief, to say yes to it. Let your heart break open fully to the pain that you see in the world. And as your heart breaks open, it expands, and it expands with divine love. And you become a vessel for that love to shine through. And when it emanates from you, it touches the hearts of others. Whatever interactions you have, this unconditional love will speak through you. And it can touch the heart of one other. And then that can touch the heart of another, and it can spread like a light through the world. So you are a light in this world. These teachings have come across your path if you're watching this right now. So you've been blessed to have a deeper understanding of reality, to not get caught up in unconsciousness. And that blessing is a gift for you and a gift for the whole world.
The Journey of Awakening Conference is November 10th, 11th, and 12th. There's a link. No matter where you're listening to this, there's a link. And you can share that link with everyone. Hit that share button. You can attend the conference free, live, November 10th, 11th, and 12th. And Louise K is one of our 15 or so speakers during this weekend. I'm going to attempt to read the description of these 90 minutes that participants can choose to spend with you. And then my final question will simply be whatever else you'd like to share for those who choose to come and be with you. Here are the words. In deep presence lies the possibility to open to a dimension of stillness which exists beyond body and mind. This vast, infinite formlessness is the essence of all life, pure consciousness. When through surrender one allows this divine consciousness to flow into the physical and infiltrate both body and mind, it penetrates deeply into every cell of one's being. Thus, the human expression becomes a vehicle of truth, a living embodiment of the divine expressing itself in form. One recognizes oneself to be simultaneously the formless and the form, the perfect and the perfect imperfection. How does one navigate physical reality in a way which allows a harmonious flow of wisdom and love between the formless and the forms? How do you relate to others while simultaneously embodying this understanding? During this session, Louise will invite you to join her for a guided meditation, followed by an opportunity to ask questions. What else are you inspired to share relative to this moment and what will happen during this session?
I'd like to invite you, if you're listening to this, to join the conference November 10th to 12th. And it's a wonderful opportunity because when we come together with a shared interest, there's great power in that to meditate together and to connect to this divine field of intelligence together. There's a potency in it. So if you're feeling a call in your heart, if you're feeling a longing and you're searching for something deeper, if you feel like I really want to live my life in truth, I want to live my life in alignment with a higher power, with a higher consciousness, this is what's calling me, then come and join us, because that's what we're going to be exploring. We're going to be exploring in this session how to live as a human, as embodying the divine essence of who you are, where there's a bridge between the formless and the form. How to live these teachings, how to live your potential, how to bring the divine into every single moment, no matter how mundane it may seem, and how to bring it into your relationships, into your work, into every aspect of your life, because that's what's possible for you. And it's not difficult. We'll explore together how this can be done and what challenges or obstacles may be standing in your way from living your full expression of the divine consciousness that you are. And I'm really looking forward to spending the weekend together with you. And you can click the link to sign up now if you'd like to join us.
Thank you, Louise K. We asked you for 15 to 20 minutes. It's going on 30 minutes. So
I'm really happy to be here, Cindy.
There are chills filling this body. There's just a yes. So from an open heart, thank you. Thank you to everyone who's listening, who's registering, who's sharing the link, who's coming to do this work. I'm living in just this vision that was downloaded while I sat here of being the peace that gets to touch everyone else. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I look forward to seeing you soon.
I managed to speak. Wasn't sure I'd be able to.
You did great.